what I encourage people to think about is three categories when it comes to the brand. Because traditional branding is, okay, who is your audience? What's their problem? How do we solve it? How do we brand that? Great. But and which that's not irrelevant. I'd say that's
Mhm.
the old ways sound solid to me. But I encourage people to think outside the box in three additional categories. And the first category is you want to think about your specific talent. What is it? Sure, you may be a copywriter. Sure, you may be a strategist. Sure, you may be all these other things. But underneath the surface, what is actually the thing you enjoy most about your work? So for some people, it's the end result. For some people, they really nerd out on the process. Some people
Mm.
really feel their talent is in how they amalgamate all the ideas. I ask people to look at that. And that's a big piece of my strategy to just say, not just what do you do with your signature process, but why? Why do you take certain steps? And how does that tie into what your natural talents, your natural instincts are? Because that means when you build a brand that includes that, you don't feel like you're putting on a costume every day. It
Mhm.
feels very natural. It feels like it's coming from you. The second thing I encourage people to think about when it comes to their brand or a brand that they want to create is also what kind of, and this going to sound a little woo, but I promise it makes sense, is what kind of energy do you really want to bring to the table? Because we have people like me who I'm just a Godzilla of a personality. And I'm literally stomping off the screen on my website for that
Right.
reason. Because if I said, not a mysterious person, I just really want to hit you in the jugular
Mhm.
with exactly what the deal is, as all the best brands should. So I encourage people, but also to think about if you are calmer and more subdued, if you have more of a luxury glamour vibe, if you are funny and quick and pithy, thinking about the energy that you want to embody with your brand, which hopefully, especially if you are a personal brand, is tied to your energy as a person. Because I think
Mhm.
when people think, okay, how do I need to come across as a personal brand? I need to be louder. I need to be the funniest person in the room. I need to be all places at once. I need to be an extrovert. And you don't actually need any of those things. I heard they say the introverts will inherit the internet. And truly, there's so many of y'all. But the energy side of things is really important because, again, not everyone's going to want to work with a loudmouth fast talker like me. Some people are going to want a more calm, a more luxurious experience or something different, something that feels like taking a vacation, perhaps, or somebody who's really a perfectionist and very detail oriented. Like you want to make sure that energy comes through. So that's the second piece. And then third, and this is especially when it comes to content, I really encourage people to think about what is the truth that they really want to be telling. One of the first pieces I ever created was called the Statement Piece Framework, and it's still the freebie on my website. It's an idea generation tool because I think it's really important for creatives not just to react to what they see online, not just to be copying the person next to them, but to be thinking about, okay, what do you want to see more of and less of in the industry? What's really important for you to share when it comes to your ideas, your content, how you put stuff together, how you shape your offers, how you treat your clients, the kind of difference you want to create in the market is as
Mhm.
much tied to your differentiation as your audience challenges and pain points. So it's really those three aspects. And at the intersection of that, when you examine all those pieces, so that's just to recap for those
Mhm.
following along at home, it's like your talent, what do you do really, really well and why? Your energy, how do you come across? Are you big, loud, brassy? Are you a little bit more subdued, calm, chill, and anything in between? And then the third one is what is the truth that you want to be telling with your content, with your work? What is so important for you to do and create as a brand that might run counter to a lot of stuff in your industry? Maybe you want to talk more about nuance and you see a lot of other people in your category doing. All of that stuff really matters. And at the intersection of those three things, you will often find common threads that you can weave
Mhm.
together